Previously on National Geographic College Edition. We visited the gym to witness the mating rituals of gym goers. Also, we discovered a new language, bro code, that warrants investigation. Today was the first day of class conducted after welcome weekend, and I was able to sit in on a couple of them. One class had a variety of students. It was an English class that had athletes, stereotypical jokes, and airheads, as well as some chickens. At first I thought I was in the wrong class as these birds came in and circled the front clucking normally. I had asked the student next to me if this was the correct class, and he assured me it was. I walked towards the front of the auditorium where I was able to get a closer look, and these were not normal chickens. These were birds the size of teenage boys, and it was hard to hold my laughter in as well. Then the large bird spoke only one word, bro.
Bro!
Bro?
Bro! I wasn't sure if this is what happens when you become a member of a fraternity, but if this was the case, it explains the small chickens I saw outside the gym on my way to class. These large birds would be an eyesore to a normal person, but as I look around the room, there's more zombie-like people with cell phones fused to their hands, and some girls that sound like broken records repeating the word like over and over. I walked over to one girl and gave her a nudge to see if she would get back on track and stop sounding like a broken record, but no luck there. As the class continued, the instructor asked the question, and the barrage of chicken squawks and record skips exploded. What was even weirder was that both groups understood each other, and how they understood one another remains to be learned. At another class, things were slightly different. There were no sounds of broken records or clucking chickens filling the room, just peaceful quiet. The instructor began his lecture and casually asked questions to the students. All seemed normal until one student felt the need to demonstrate his knowledge, and then some. I watched the student, and while it was refreshing to hear intelligent discourse, the student that was talking had an arrogance to him, and he talked like he knew more than the teacher. Now, I know all of us have subjects that we favor, subjects that we study and learn to be better at than others. As I watched the student talk, his head looked like it began to engorge. The more he talked, and what was funnier was the teacher looked at this student and wasn't even fazed by the person's head swelling in the middle of the room. I looked to the teacher with concern, and the expression showed that this was normal for him. The instructor acknowledged the information from the student and continued on with his lecture. I looked back at the student with the large head and noticed a farting sound as the air from his head began to deflate. Other students looked away as I held in my laughter, listening to the human fart machine a few seats away from me. Another takeaway from this class was that there was a tech-savvy girl at the front of the class with a laptop in front of her and a phone in the other hand. I'd classify this girl as a step on the evolutionary chart before she turns into what's known in the world as the elusive Karen in the wild.
Karen alert. Karen alert.
She kept demanding the teacher release study guides with answers on them, while the instructor would say that the answers would be easy enough to find once the guide was complete.
I'd like to speak to your manager, please.
After class, I decided to visit the gym for a quick workout. At first, I thought nothing of what I was seeing until I saw a pair of frat bros. The joint chicken appearance was a dead giveaway, flexing their feathers in front of the mirror.
Bro!
I thought of this as the man flexing in the mirror during my previous visit, but what made this unique was with each flex, a small bell sound can be heard as well as a buzzer sound. I walked up to the quote-unquote boys and asked what the noises were, and the responses were that it's their follower count on the popular app InstaTwit. One bro gestured off to the right side, and while I couldn't see it in our reality, in the mirror you can see a follower count on his InstaTwit app. And surely enough, on some of their flexes it dinged with a follower and buzzed when someone unfollowed them. I inquired why they did this, and their response was in sync, to show our boards to our followers out there. My last experience of the day occurred as I drove back to my room. I wanted to unwind and relax from gathering data for the day, and may have hit the gas in my car harder than normal. As I made a turn towards my building, I saw a kid on their phone in the crosswalk, completely oblivious to the approaching vehicle. I stomped the brake pedal as hard as I could, but it was not soon enough as I made a hard contact with the boy in the crosswalk. I moved my vehicle off to the side of the road to get out of the way and check the boy. As soon as I exited my vehicle, the pile of flesh on the side of the road began to reanimate, akin to the girl taking the selfie on Welcome Weekend. As his body reformed, his mental faculties became non-existent, his phone fused to his hand, and his eyes became fixated on this broken screen. I got back into my car and began to drive away, but as I prepared to drive away, I heard another crashing sound as a second vehicle crashed into him, this time sending the zombie a few feet in front of my vehicle. Again, the creature reformed and walked away as if nothing happened.
Brains.
There's definitely something unique about this campus that morphs the student body into what they will become if they stay on their current path in life. This is Mike Roch signing off. Thanks for listening to this podcast, and if you like what you just listened to, leave a like, share the podcast, and if you have a funny college story of your own that you would like to see made into an episode, tell it in the comments below. See you next time, my Koopalings.